Hi, welcome to my video on part 2 of factoring ax squared plus bx plus c, which is a trinomial, and a is not 1 and a is not a GCF. So we did the previous video working with the product is a times c and the sum is b. Let's do some problems. Let's do some examples. Factor ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is not 1 and a is not a GCF. Important, a is not 1. Here's the steps that I'm going to follow. I'm going to find the product, which is AC. I'm going to find the sum, which is b. I'm going to find the factors that will give me this product and this sum. And then when I write them down, I will fill in the middle term, which is this one right here, with those two factors with an x. I'll split into two pairs as I did in grouping. I will factor each pair by taking out the monomial GCF, and then I'll factor the trinomial by doing the binomial GCF. So it's grouping. Here we go. So the first step is product. So the product is AC. So A is 7 and C is 2. Remember, that's A, B, C. So the product is 14. The sum is the B, so the sum is 15. So if the product is 14, so the product is 14, so we got to go 1 times 14, or we go 2 times 7. So which pair here will give me a 15? 2 and 7 will add up to give me a 9 or a 5. If we add them or subtract them, we get a 9 or a 5. So it must be 14 and 1. So what we can do is we can go 7x squared. So we open it up and we go 1. So 1x plus 14x. So these two factors are going in the middle. So 1x and 14x gives me 15x. So notice 1 and 14, which is the pair I picked. I put an x with them because this term right here is an x. Okay, so I found the factors, which is 14 and 1, and I replaced the middle term with those two factors, putting an x in. Now I'm going to split them into two pairs. I'm underlining them as I did before. There's the two pairs. I'm going to factor each of these pairs with a monomial GCF. So in these two terms, I have an x that's common. So 7x squared divided by x is 7x. 1x divided by x is plus 1. And in the next pair, I see a 2 common, so I'm going to take out the plus 2. Whatever this sign is, right, whatever that sign is there, that's what goes right there. So 2 is coming out. So 14x divided by 2 is 7x. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. Notice that these two binomials are the same. That's the way we want to be. They got to be the same or we can't do it. These two binomials are the same, so we take one of them out. And when we take one of them out, what's left? So if we take that away, we get an x. If we take x plus, or 7x plus 1 away, we get a plus 2. And there it is factored. Let's try another one, because once you get used to it, you just keep repeating. The product is A times C. So the product is 2. C is 6. So the product is 12. The sum is the B. So the sum is negative 7. So let's do the factors of 12. I always do factors and then the sum. Factors of 12 are 1 times 12 is even, so it's 2 times 6. A 6 has a 3, so 3 and 12 goes 4. So I have all the factors of 12, and it's C. I need a sum of 7. 1 and 12, add them up is 13, subtract is 11. Nope. 2 and 6, add them up 8, subtract 4. Nope. 3 and 4, add them up 7, but it's got to be negative. So the sum is negative, So if I multiply to get positive 12 and I add to get a negative 7, it means the factors that we're going to use must be negative 3 times negative 4. So notice, split them. I have a negative 3, and I have to put an x with it because of that, and I have negative 4x. So if I add these together, I would get negative 7x. So again, notice the product is 12. The sum is negative 7. 3 and 4 are the numbers, but they have to be negatives. Why? Because if the product is positive, I have to have two negatives when I add. If I add to get a positive, if I multiply to get a positive and add to get a negative, it must be two negatives. So let's underline these two and these two. In the first two, I see an x as a GCF. 2x squared divided by x is 2x. Negative 3x divided by x is negative 3. And I have a negative here, so because that's negative, I will put a negative right there. Whatever that sign is here, that's what goes there. And I see 4 and 6 got 2 in common. So take out the 2 as a factor. So negative 4x divided by negative 2 is 2x. And a positive 6 divided by negative 2 is a negative 3. Notice this trinomial here, this binomial here is the same as this one. So I'll take out the common binomial. The common binomial is 2x minus 3. And in the first one, when I divide this expression by 2x minus 3, I get an x. And when I divide this expression by 2x minus 3, I get a minus 2. In other words, if you took 2x minus 2 away from here, you get an x. If you took 2x minus 2 away from here, you get a minus 2. And there's the factorization. And to check it, if you want to multiply all this out by FOIL, see if you get that, go ahead. C, again, I have to do a product, which is AC, and that's A is 3, C is negative 8. So that gives me negative 24. And the sum is B. B is 10. So the sum is 10. Again, the product is a 24, negative. So I have to do the factors of 24. So 1 times 24. 24 is even, so I do it 2 times 12. At 12 has a 6, so 24 has a 6. So 6 times 4 is 24. A 6 has a 3, so that means that 24 got a 3, so 3 times 8. Remember, factors of 12 are also factors of 24, so 12 got a 2, it got a 4, it got a 3, it got a 6, so you have to find them all. Now, we have to find the factors. What are the factors we want to use? Well, we have a sum is 10. 1 and 24 will never give me a 10. 2 and 12 will give me a 10. 6 and 4 will give me a 10. 3 and 8, if I add, will give me 11 or a 5. So it's one of these two. But I have to multiply to give me negative 24 and add to give me a 10. So notice the product is negative. So that means if the product is negative, I have to subtract the numbers to get 10. So 4 and 6, if I subtract them, I get a 2 or a negative 2. So there's the factors. So what factors? I got a 2 and a 12. But I have to add, so that means one of these got to be negative and one is positive. So this is the positive one. That's the negative one, and that's the positive one. Let's see. Multiply. Negative 24. Add 10. So 3x squared minus 8. So you can put negative 2 with an x and a 12, or you can put the 12. So it makes no difference if you go 12 times negative 2, whatever way you want to write these down. I can put the 12 and the negative 2 here. I can go to negative 2 and then the 12. It makes no difference. So I go negative 2x plus 12. You can do either or. You can put, but it has to put an x with them. Why? because these have to add up to give me the 10, and these have to multiply to give me the negative 24. It just takes a while to get used to picking up the fact. Remember, the product is positive, you'll have two pluses or two minuses. If the product is negative, you'll have a positive and a negative. Split it up into two pairs. Here we go. And what do I see common in the first pair? I see an x. Take the x out. 3x squared divided by x is 3x. Negative 2x divided by x is negative 2. And I have a positive here, so that's a positive. And what factor is common to the two of these? It's a 4. So 12x divided by 4 is 3x. And a negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. Notice we have the binomial GCF. That's a 3x minus 2. So we put that outside. And what's left? You got an x and you got a plus 4. So after you take away or you divide, you can as if cross these out and you get an x. If you take that away, you get a plus 4. Again, do the FOIL on those two binomials and you'll come up with that trinomial. That's the pattern that I'm going to use. The reason I use this pattern, other teachers use different patterns, but I like this one because it reinforces the skills that I've learned. I learned how to do the factoring and etc., how to work a product of two numbers is a positive, then it must be 2 plus or 2 minus. So there's a lot of skills needed. Okay, practice. Practice means you got 6 to do on your own, and I will do them for you. But if you could pause the video and work out these ahead to see if you can get them right, be my guest. The product is A times C, so that's a 3. That's an A, that's a B, and that's a C. So it's 3 times 6 is 18. The sum is B, and that's 11. So the product is 18. So I always do 1 and 18. 18 is even, so I get a 2 and a 9. A 9 has a 3. So 3 and 18 goes 6. A 6 got a 2, so the 2 is here. So which pair will multiply to give me 18 and add to give me 11? So 1 and 18, add them up. 19, subtract 70. Because the sum is positive, then I'm going to have 2 pluses or 2 minuses. Really, I'm going to have, as you can see, I'm going to have sum is positive, I'm going to have 2 pluses. So that won't do. 3 and 6, you multiply to give you 18, but if you add, you'll only get 9. So 2 and 9 are the right, so 2 times 9 is the right pair of factors. So 3x squared, and we go with a 2x plus 9x plus 6. So 2 and 9 fits in with an x. So again, multiply 18, add 11. Because you have this, these are the factors that'll work. And now you do 2 pairs, this pair and this pair. The first pair has an x common. Take it out. 3x squared divided by x is 3x. Positive 2x divided by x is plus 2. I have a positive, and what's common in these two? I see a 3. So 9x divided by 3 is 3x. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And I have the same binomial GCF, so that's 3x plus 2 in one bracket. And what goes in the other one? Well, what's left over? X plus 3. X plus 3. Multiply it out by 4. I'll check it and see if you get that. Just try it. It'll work. Product is AC, and A is 6, and C is negative 2. That gives me a negative 12. The sum is the B, and the B is a negative, that's a 1, negative 1. The sum is a negative 1. Product is 12, so it's 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and I got a 3 times 4. Which pair? I'm multiplying to get a negative 12, and I'm adding to get a negative 1. Notice the product is negative, so the factors are going to subtract. They're going to differ to give me the 1. 1 and 12 will not give me a 1. 2 and 6 will not give me a 1. And if you add them, you get an 8. If you subtract them, you get a 4. If you add, but remember, because the product is negative, I'm subtracting. So 3 and 4 will subtract to give me 1. So is it, which one is it? I have to multiply to get a negative 12 and add to get a negative 1. So I have a positive 3 and a negative 4. Positive 3 and a negative 4. Or you want, you can say negative 4 times 3. Either or, your choice. Again, check, multiply, negative 12, add, negative 1. So we take those two numbers. Which pair do you want to use? It makes no difference. Let's use the plus 3 and the minus 4. And you put an X with them because notice these will multiply to give me the negative 12, and they will add to give me the minus 1. So we break them up into two pairs. In the first two, I see a 3x. Not only is an x common, but 3 is common. So 6x squared divided by 3x is 2x. 3x divided by 3x is plus 1. And I see a negative, so I put a negative down. And I see 2 is common, so I take out a 2, and I take out a negative 2. So negative 4x divided by negative 2 is 2x. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is a plus 1. And again, this binomial here is the same as this one, so I take the binomial out because it's a common binomial GCF. We practiced that in previous videos. If I take that away, I get a 3x left. And if I take this one away, I get a negative 2. What we're really doing, I'm dividing this expression by 2x plus 1. And when I do, I get that left. And I'm dividing this expression by 2x plus 1. And try to FOIL to see if you're right. Here we go again. Product. AC. A is 5. C is 4. 5 times 4. That gives me a 20. Sum is B. So the sum is B is negative 12. Product is 20. Again, 1 times 20. I always do the 1 first. And I see it's even, so I see a 2 times 10. And I see, I got a 20, so I see a 5. So 5 times 4 is 20. And I think I have all the factors. 4, I got a 2. I got a 2 already. 5, yep. So which pair of factors will multiply to give me 20? And that's plus. So I have to pick and add to give me negative 12. Remember, the 2, because the product is positive, the two signs are the same, so you're adding them up. So that gives me a 21. That gives me a 12. Ah, there it is. And this one gives me a 9 when I add. So I have a 2 times 10. And I'm multiplying to get a positive, add to get a negative. It must be 2 negatives. Multiply. 20. Add. Negative 12. And so we take these two numbers. Negative 2, we put an X with it. We take the negative 10, and we put an X with it. Why? Because they will add to give me the negative 12. And break them up into two pairs. In this one, I see an X. Take an X out. I get a 5X and a minus 2. Remember, you're dividing 5x squared by X to get 5X. Negative 2X divided by X is negative 2. And I have a negative here, so I put the negative down. And do I see a GCF? 2 is the common factor in these two terms. And negative 10x divided by negative 2 is 5x. And a positive 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. And lo and behold, looks good. I have the same binomial GCF. So I'll write that binomial GCF in a bracket. So when I take that binomial GCF out or divide by it, I get an X. When I divide here, I get a negative 2. Again, check with FOIL. See if you're right. And we got a product is AC. Notice sum is B. We keep doing the same pattern. It's A is 4. C is negative 6. That gives me negative 24 product. The sum is B, so B is 5. And I got a 24, so I get a 1 times 24. Again, it's even, so it's 2 times 12. A 12 has a 6, so it's a 6 into 24 goes 4. A 6 got a 3, or a 12 got a 3, so 3 into 24 goes 8. And I have all the factors. if you don't get all the factors, the one you don't get is the one that might be fitting the problem. And what factors will multiply to give me negative 24? Because the product is negative, I'm going to subtract the factors. Because the product is negative, I got a plus and a minus. So I'm going to subtract these factors. 23, no. Subtract 10, no. Subtract 2, no. So it must be 3 and 8. 3 and 8. Multiply to give me 24. Yep, but it got to be negative. So one of these got to be plus and one got to be minus. That means that the 8, the larger one, got to be plus, and the smaller one got to be multiply. Negative 24. Add 5. So these two factors go in between to add up to give me 5. Notice, there they are. And we split it up into two pairs. X is common in the first pair. So 4x squared divided by x is 4x. Negative 3x divided by x is negative 3. And I have a plus right here. So that gives me GCF is 2. Take out the plus 2 factor. 8x divided by 2 is 4x. And negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So they're the same. So 4x minus 3 is the binomial GCF. So what's left? X plus 2. Hopefully you're getting these right, and hopefully follow this pattern. This is the way I do them. I never forgot it ever since I've been in grade 10. Product is AC, sum is B. The product, A is 2, C is 4. Product is 8. The sum is B and the sum is 9. The product is 8, so we go 1 times 8. 8 is even, so it's 2 times 4. No other factors. So which pair of factors multiply to give you 8 and add to give you 9? 4 and 2 will not add to give you 9. So 1 and 8. 1 times 8 are the factors. Multiply. 8, add 9. So it's positive. So it's 2x, add on 1x, add on 8x. That's the two numbers. So my two factors that I select that multiply to give me this and add to give me 9, I take the two of them, put them in the middle, and put an x one. Because I add them up, I get a 9x. Two terms, like two pairs, sorry. First pair got an x, take the x out. 2x squared divided by x is 2x. 1x divided by x is plus 1. And I have a plus, and the GCF is 4 between 8 and 4. 8x divided by 4 is 2x. 4 divided by 4 is 1. I have a common binomial GCF, so 2x plus 1 is in both brackets. When I take them away, I get an x and a 4 left. Really, I'm dividing 2x plus 1 into this, so I get an x. I'm dividing here, and I'll get a 4. 4, check it out. And the last one, product is AC. The sum is B. Notice A is not 1, so you got to go through this, or this is what I do to go through it. But the faster, the more practice, the more you do, the better you get. Product is AC, so it's 8 times negative 1, negative 8. The sum is B, so the sum is 2. Factors of 8 are 1 times 8, 2 times 4, and that's it. So which pair of factors will give me a 2? 8 and 1 and 8 will never give me a 2. Add them up, 9, and subtract 7. Nope. So 2 and 4 is the right pair. Notice the product is negative. That means that one of them is positive and one of them is negative. Since I have a positive 2, the 2 must be negative and the 4 must be positive. Multiply, check it out. Multiply, negative 8, add 2. So those go in the middle. So negative 2x, add on 4x. So negative 2 with an x and a 4 with an x, again, they will add to give you 2x. And break it up into two pairs, and I see 2x is common in these two. 8x squared divided by 2x is 4x. Negative 2x divided by 2x is negative 1. and I have a positive, and what do I see here? Nothing is common, but there's always what? If there's no 2 or a 3 or a 5, there's always a 1. 1 is always a GCF. So you take out a plus 1, so that 4x divided by plus 1 is 4x, and a negative 1 divided by 1 is negative 1. I'm taking out a 1 out of these because there's no, if there's no, like 1 is prime, so the only factor common to 1 is 1 itself, so 1, you have to take the 1 out. So 4x minus 1 is your GCF, binomial GCF. When you take that away from this one, you get a 2x. When you take it away from here, you get a plus 1. And be careful, notice there's no GCF, only 1. So you have to put that 1 out like that. So just check. 1 times 4x is 4x, 1 times negative 1 is negative 1, so there's a 1 here. Be careful. And multiply by FOIL to see if we're right. Oh, you know. But if you're on a test, you got to rely on getting your pattern. So that's the difficult, that's the one that the students find trouble with. But follow my pattern and everything should work fine. If you like my video, click the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button, join my channel. And the notification bell because there's more videos coming your way. Write a comment on my video if you wish. And visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com. There you have information on me, talks about my degrees and teaching experience. Section on videos talks about the strategy that I'm going to use to help you learn your math. And the content section has the topics and the number of videos on those topics. That's on my YouTube channel. The black font is what's there already, and the red font is what will be there in the near future. Thank you very much for viewing my video. Bye-bye.